What's hidden under the earth? What's hiding in your closet? It's top 10 darkest discoveries in history part 2. Number 10, the Capuchin Crypt, Rome, Italy. A city with so much history you can almost taste it in the pasta sauce. Or at least so I'm told. I've never been. I'd love to though. Oh, it'd be great. The Colosseum, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There's lots to see and from all different eras of history. It's pretty cool. Imagine what still hasn't been found or what's buried underneath Rome. God, I can only imagine what history's there. Only time will tell. Well, today I'm talking about the Capuchin Crypt, which, for you sports fans out there, is a church that's chock full of bones and skulls of real-life human beings. Nice! Today it makes for an interesting tourist attraction, but for me, there's something slightly off-putting about looking at skulls and bones and then going for a light lunch. Let's go for a light lunch after this. Yeah, let's go. Number 9, Russia, World War II. World War II was and still is the greatest human event in history. Stories of horror, loss, brutality, but also tales of heroism, bravery, and camaraderie. The efforts taken on by every nation, every state, every man, and every woman should not go unnoticed. Teamwork was crucial on every level. The United States of America did her part. No one can deny that. However, no one can also deny the toll that the Soviet Union paid as our allies. The Eastern Front saw some of the worst battles of the war and some of the worst of humanity. Sometimes we can be awful. However, when things started to go in the Allies' favor, it was becoming clear that while the Allies were liberating German-occupied nations, the Soviets, well, they were really just replacing them, and in some cases even worse. The dark discovery here is that some leaders of the Soviet Union had ulterior motives in mind besides freedom and were simultaneously working against the Allies as well as with them. It's kind of a bad situation. Number 8, bone tools. Human beings, the Homo sapien, bipedal ape-like creatures that require antiperspirant after a few hours of brisk walking. I know I do. Towel too. We've been around for thousands of years. While the study of ancient Rome and Greece is very exciting, and I'm always interested to find out more, the study of cavemen and early humans is also very exciting. We're weird creatures. Like when we find tools used by our ancestors, stone tools that are made with a surprising amount of precision. Seriously, I don't know if I could do that. However, we also find bone tools, which, you know, it makes sense. We hunted a lot of animals back then, so it was important to use, all the parts of the animal. It makes perfect sense. However, some tools that have been found were not animal bones, but human bones. Yes, that's right. We were using tools made out of each other. That's not horrifying, I don't know what is. Number 7, the Black Sarcophagus. In July of 2018 in the ancient and wonderful city of Alexandria, a black sarcophagus was uncovered. Now, when I say black, I mean spooky Halloween scary black, which just begging not to be opened. It screams, don't open me. So, you can guess what we did next. We opened it, even though there have been warnings that it was cursed. What was inside was even more surprising. Once the 30-ton granite coffin was opened, there was 3 bodies inside marinating in a red-brown liquid. Ooh, gross. There was so much speculation about the coffin that a petition was started because some people wanted to drink the mystery liquid. Why? Don't, guys? No. Besides the necropolytic juice found inside, there was 2 men and a woman, which asked a lot of questions actually. It's kind of weird. At first I thought it was to be soldiers, but now we're not too sure. Number 6, body snatch. Imagine it's Victorian times, you just lost your spouse. Oh, tragedy. Sorry to hear that. Thoughts and prayers, brother. You've scrounged up the dollars to make a proper burial. Every so often you visit your loved one in their honor. It just makes sense, it's what you do. But, however, one week you come back and see the grave has been disturbed. Uh-oh. You look in and see there's no body. You're heartbroken. That's awful. Who would do such a thing? Weeks later, you find yourself at a doctor's office where the doctor tells you he's learned so much since his cousin dug up a cadaver in the same plot as the land as your loved one. Ooh, yes, that's right, folks. Body snatching, stuff like this actually happened. Respectfully, of course, in Victorian London, where people made a good living to dig up corpses and deliver them to doctors for medical research. Medical research. Number 5, E.T. One day in 1983, the video game market crashed. Horrible. That would be awful for me. The home console market was oversaturated with companies trying to cut themselves a slice of the home console pie. Too many consoles, too many games, and a lot of which were just straight trash. Just garbage, dude. It's dog water, dude. There was no rating system or guidelines, so when you spent the price on a game, well, you really felt it. You just had to pray it was really good. The final straw was Atari, the great gaming company they are, making a movie tie-in game for the hit E.T. That's right, remember that movie? It's kinda weird. Verdict, it was also trash, and stood atop the mountain of filth that was the console market at the time, which caused an avalanche and eventually the crash of the video game market. Atari, feeling very silly after printing millions more cartridges than consoles, was left with a very large issue, and was going to need an extraterrestrial solution. The rumor for years was that they loaded up dump trucks worth of games that would never sell, mainly ET carts, and dumped them out into the New Mexico desert. It was thought to all be an urban myth. Spooky story to tell by the fire, why don't you? Well, in 2014, the carts were found. 700,000 copies worth. With inflation, this is millions of dollars, but at the same time, useless. Number 4, Constellations. Space is amazing, and even though we are a minuscule part of that compared to the rest of the expansive universe, it is interesting to be a part of a large cosmic story. I think it is. We've been studying the skies for a long time, and we've come to understand that stars, well, they're really far away. It gets dark when you think that given enough time, the constellations we know now, because the universe is expanding, won't be here, which is so weird to think about. Or rather, what stars used to be, or used to light up the sky before the sky we know today. Given the science of optics, light, and physics, some stars we see right now may have already gone out, or fizzled out if you will, or deceased. Just seeing the light before it disappears finally from our eyes. That is so weird. That's crazy. You can see that when it's just gone. But it's been gone for a lot longer than you think. Oh, that's so crazy to think about. Number 3, vampire burials. If there's one thing I've learned during my time as an internet comedian, it's that history is messed up and people are crazy, especially from the past. Whoa! When it comes to burials, for the most part, humans have had respect for the deceased. Maybe except for some greedy people in Victorian London like I previously mentioned. However, all over Europe there have been discoveries of bodies found in peculiar situations. Some of these bodies were found with boulders on top of them, decapitated stones, or wood stakes prying their mouths open. That's so weird. Why such brutality even after they've passed, as most of these things were discovered to be done post-mortem? That's really strange. Well, that's because these folks have been thought to be vampires. Yes, vampires. The very same with pointy teeth and blood-drinking tendencies. It's amazing how far superstition can go. That's really weird. Number 2, black holes. Speaking of black holes, no, I'm just kidding. A black hole is a region of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing, no particles or even electromagnetic radiation such as light, can escape from it. That's about as sciencey as I'm ever going to get on this channel, but the point is there really isn't anything darker than a black hole. Literally, like that's it, full stop. Naturally, as humans, the first thing we want to do is jump inside and see what happens. However, while no one is exactly sure, there's a good chance your molecular structure will be decombobulated and not put back together again. Ooh. Number 1, I think this is one of the darkest stories in history, I gotta be honest. The Radium Girls. In a nutshell, the Radium Girls were women working factories making glow-in-the-dark watches for the military. The catch? Well, the paint these ladies were using for the watches was radium based. Radium is radioactive and toxic. Small exposure here or there, sure, okay, no problem, you're fine. However, these women were told to keep the fine tip of their brushes by crimping it with their lips. Day after day, direct contact and ingestion of radium was not a nice discovery. Multiple ladies got sick, passed away, and in one case, which is the most heinous thing ever, one woman, her jaw fell off from radiation sickness. That's awful. Jesus. Oh, that's bad. Okay guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here at Bumblebee for more. Yes, let's do that. We love that. And if you too want to touch radioactive material, then check out my socials somewhere down below. Give me a follow, give me a like. I love you guys so much. I'll check you out sometime. It'll be great. It'll be good sometime. We'll have a good time together. I can't speak English sometimes. Stay sweet, my little honeybees. Besides the necropolitic, that's it. Besides the necropolitic. Oh, what is that? Oh, come on. Oh, hold on. I got one coming at the rear end too. There you go. There you go. Chris loves it, man. He just loves it. Guy just smells my farts all day. What can I say? Speaking of body snatch. Holy